So just take a moment and settle wherever you are and gently bring your attention to the breath. And not looking for the breath to be any way in particular. Just taking a moment to tune into it in the here and now. And I just want to start this evening, as you settle down, with the theme of how can I best take care of myself? And I thought this was particularly poignant following some personal experience last week. And the fact that we're often just so caught up in our lives, so busy, so hectic, so caught trying to please others, that we often sacrifice ourselves and our own well-being. And it's important for us to be able to take care of others properly and reasonably and as well as we possibly can, that we give ourselves the attention, the nourishment, the nurture, the kindness that we deserve. It's too easy to fall into a pattern of giving to others and forgetting to look after ourselves. So I just want to take a moment with you to just reflect on that and just find if you can reassure yourself that actually you are worth taking care of, and perhaps what it would be like to treat yourself as someone worth looking after. And in a mindful process, you can simply check in with yourself. And I'd encourage you to do this in calmer times because it's easier to do when you're not facing a storm of emotions. And just check in and ask yourself, what do I need right now? What do I need in this moment? Just a simple inquiry. And you don't necessarily even need an answer. It's enough sometimes just to simply pause and to show yourself the consideration of the question. So I just invite you to bring that process into your life as best you can, and perhaps practice it early in the morning when you wake up. And the answer might be a coffee or some more time in bed. Or maybe you're ready to face the world. But like I say, it's not the answer that matters so much. It's taking the time and the attention. So bringing your attention now to the breath as keenly as just you can, and following the felt experience of the breath. And perhaps you might notice slightly cooler air coming into the nose, slightly warmer air as it leaves. I'm not looking to change the breath in any way. Simply being aware, being curious. Bringing a gentle and compassionate attention to the experience of breathing. Take a moment to note where you can feel the breath most keenly right now. And don't imagine the answer, just see what the felt experience is like in this moment. It might be the tip of the nose, or the throat, perhaps the rising and falling of the chest or the tummy, or perhaps somewhere else entirely. And there is no right or correct experience. Simply the experience that you are in right now. Just be open to that, without judgment. Take a moment to check in with yourself. If there's any tone right now in your mood, in your mind, a sense of pleasantness or unpleasantness, or simply nothing much at all, simply just okay. Not looking to feel any way in particular, but just simply recognizing what's there right now. And check in with yourself whether there's any emotion or feeling, an intention to relax, a pressure to do anything other than simply be here. Perhaps an expectation of calmness and serenity. Just see if that's true. And if it is, just see if you can soften and unhook from that. And just allow yourself to rest completely with the breath. And if you find yourself distracted by thoughts, the shopping list of the mind, simply note that thought. Note where it was trying to take you. And maybe whether that was a pleasant experience or an unpleasant one, or simply okay. Just making that quick check, and then gently and kindly bringing your awareness back to the breath, back to the felt experience of breathing. And see perhaps if you can notice various muscle groups engaged in the experience of breathing. The tummy, the ribs, the sense of the diaphragm perhaps. The muscles in the back and the shoulders. Any movement of the chest and the armpits. What are the most subtle movements that you can detect? Not inventing anything, not making anything up, not looking to find anything that isn't there. Seeing if you can set aside expectation and just gently explore with curiosity, with kindness. Seeing if you can maintain your awareness and interest in the breath, whilst also feeling the experience in the feet right now, the left foot and the right foot. Just see what's going on there right now. What are the actual physical sensations of the feet? perhaps warmth or coolness, pressure of fabric, a sense of gravity. See if you can just let it become a pattern of energy, raw experience, raw sensation, not looking for it to be any way in particular, simply finding it as it is. And perhaps notice how the felt experience shifts in the foot, in the feet. How the felt experience is not consistent or the same. But the left foot and the right foot don't feel identical moment to moment. Notice how what you're aware of in the foot changes from moment to moment. And as best you can, just seeing if you can keep the experience of the breath with the experience of the feet. And while you do this with a shared experience, noting also that you can focus on my voice. Just feel those layers of experience. And if you're finding this challenging or frustrating, just see if you can accept that as a thought, as a pattern of emotion, and see if you can focus on that and see what happens to it when you do so. And again, if you find yourself distracted by thought, simply note it and note where it was trying to take you. And note whether those thoughts were perhaps pleasant or unpleasant or simply okay. And then gently, kindly steer the focus back to the feet and the breath. Allowing awareness to scan the feet, feeling the toes, the sole, the arches and the instep, and the heel. Feeling for experience and sensations within and around the foot. Just as best you can. And noting whether the experience of the breath changes while sharing awareness with the feet. Exploring these two anchors that you can ground yourself with at any time that you need to. Any moment you need to step away from the motion to give yourself some space. These two anchors are always with you. Now just see if you can let go of the feet. Keep the focus on the breath. And allow your attention to settle in the hands, where they rest on you. Feeling again the experience of gravity. Open to the raw sensations and the raw experience. Seeing if you can let go of your concept of your hands and simply be open to the patterns and the energy that present themselves. Warmth or coolness, pressure, perhaps tingling or numbness, or perhaps not much to feel at all. Gently exploring these sensations with curiosity, as if it's the first time you've become aware of the experience of having hands. Open to sensations on the surface and within. And noting whether or not there's any sense of pleasantness or unpleasantness, or that simply it's okay. And seeing if you can share the awareness with the breath and the hands equally. Exploring for sensations in the fingertips. Perhaps the felt experience of the fingernails themselves. The digits, the thumbs. The palms and the backs of the hands, and up to the wrists. And take a moment, if it feels appropriate, just to note some gratitude for these hands, which we are so dependent on, that do so much for us without ever thinking. Take a moment and bring some kind awareness to them now. And maybe a moment of gratitude if you can, if it feels right. And now seeing if you can share your awareness and your attention with the feet and the hand and the breath. 3 points of anchor. 3 things that can ground you when the world becomes too much. If you can't sleep at night, the things are playing on your mind. You can come back to the breath or the hands or the feet, whichever one feels most secure to you, most sure, most certain. And take a moment now to explore which one feels the clearest to you, the most comfortable perhaps. And be curious about it. Don't imagine that one is right or one is better than the other. See how it feels. What's the actual felt experience? Which one is clearest to you in this moment? The last part of this session, I want to do some metta, some loving awareness. So when you're ready, just bring to mind someone that you have a non-complicated relationship with, someone that you could hold in positive regard. Could be a friend or a family member. It could be someone that you don't know personally, but you hold simply in high regard. Someone you could genuinely wish well for. And take a moment to bring this person to mind as clearly as you can. See what they're doing, where they might be, the sound of their voice perhaps. And then in your mind, just wish for them to be happy. Wish for them to be free from suffering. You can use whatever words and phrases feel right to you. You don't have to use mine. Just words and phrases of positive intention, positive regard. And just realize that you can unconditionally wish this person well. That there's no reason on earth not to wish this person well. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering. May you be filled with joy. And allow yourself to sincerely express these desires, these wishes. And if it feels right, maybe just see if you can allow a smile to come to your mind as you do this. And let yourself see this person happy and free from suffering, filled with joy. And just note the tone of your thoughts, of your mind right now. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering. And I'm just going to give you a minute now to yourselves and just give up all efforts, all deliberate focus, and just rest with your mind wide open, noticing whatever you notice, any thoughts or sounds, physical sensations, the body, the breath. Not looking for anything particular, just simply open mind, receiving what's there, noting what's there. We're going to finish, if you wish, with 3 slow breaths. And with each breath, just find a single thing to be grateful for. And perhaps one of those things, if it feels right, could be simply being grateful to yourself for being here tonight, for giving yourself some time. 3 breaths, 3 moments of gratitude. Thank you.